In the winter of 2004, the Smith family from England was getting ready for the kind of vacation you dream about all year. Mark and Penny Smith wanted to escape the gray skies of home and spend Christmas somewhere warm and tropical, and their 10-year-old daughter, Tilly, was bouncing with excitement. When they told her they were going to Thailand, she practically jumped off the couch. Thailand. With beaches and palm trees, she squealed. Her parents laughed. That's right, a full family vacation in paradise. For the next few weeks, Tilly daydreamed about sunshine and the ocean. She packed her favorite swimsuit, her pink sun hat, and a small notebook, just in case she wanted to write about her adventures. When their plane finally touched down in Phuket, the family was enchanted. The air was warm and humid, filled with the scent of salt and tropical flowers. The hotel was beautiful, with white balconies overlooking the sea and palm trees rustling in the wind. It was perfect. For days, they lived the dream. Lounging on the beach, building sandcastles, and swimming in the crystal-clear water. Tilly collected seashells and chased tiny crabs along the shore. Everything was peaceful, until one morning that would change history forever. It was December 26, 2004. The day after Christmas, the sun was low in the sky, and the beach was already filling up with tourists. Tilly walked beside her parents, dragging her feet playfully in the wet sand. But after a few minutes, she noticed something odd. The ocean. It didn't look right. The water had changed from its usual clear blue to a strange, murky gray, and the waves weren't crashing onto the shore anymore. Instead, the water was pulling back, retreating from the beach and exposing rocks and coral that were normally hidden underwater. People nearby were pointing and laughing, taking photos as small fish flopped helplessly on the newly exposed sand. But Tilly froze. Her heart began to pound. She had seen this before. Not in real life, but in a geography lesson just 2 weeks earlier. Her teacher had shown the class a video of a tsunami in Hawaii, explaining how the ocean often pulls back right before a massive wave hits. Her eyes went wide. "Oh my God," she whispered. "It's happening." She ran to her parents, her voice trembling. "Mom, Dad, we have to get off the beach right now." Her mother blinked, confused. "What are you talking about, sweetheart?" "It's the water," Tilly cried. "This is what happens before a tsunami. We have to leave." Her dad frowned. "A tsunami? Are you sure, honey? It's probably just the tide." But Tilly shook her head, her voice rising with panic. "No. I learned about this in school. The sea goes out because a giant wave is coming. A really big one. We have to warn people." Her parents exchanged uncertain looks. All around them, other tourists were still laughing, wandering closer to the retreating water to collect shells. Nobody seemed alarmed. Tilly felt tears sting her eyes. Why wasn't anyone listening to her? She stopped, sat down firmly in the sand, and shouted, "I'm not moving until we leave." Her father sighed, half frustrated, half concerned. "Tilly, you're overreacting." But she crossed her arms. "No, I'm not. Please, just ask someone. You'll see." Reluctantly, her father agreed. Okay, let's go find a security guard." As they walked toward the hotel, her mother stayed behind for a moment, watching the receding sea. With curiosity, the horizon seemed eerily calm, but something about it felt wrong. It was too still, too quiet. Meanwhile, miles away, deep beneath the Indian Ocean, two massive tectonic plates had just collided. The seabed had ruptured, violently shifting upward and displacing trillions of gallons of water. It was one of the largest earthquakes in modern history. A 9.1 magnitude quake, releasing the energy of 23,000 nuclear bombs, and the waves it created were racing across the ocean at nearly 500 miles per hour. When Tilly and her father found a hotel security guard, her dad explained, a little embarrassed. "Look, I know this sounds crazy, but my daughter's convinced there's going to be a tsunami." The guard looked puzzled. "A tsunami?" he repeated. "No, sir, everything looks fine." But just then, a Japanese man nearby overheard the word tsunami. His face went pale. He stepped forward and said urgently, "If your daughter said that, you must listen. I've seen this before. She might be right." The guard hesitated for only a second. Then his instincts kicked in. He grabbed his radio and began shouting in Thai. "Evacuate the beach. Everyone move inland. Now." Tilly's father turned and saw his wife still near the water. He waved his arms frantically. "Penny, come back. Run." And that's when they saw it. On the horizon, dark line. It grew bigger and bigger by the second, until it towered above the trees. It was a massive wall of water, over 30 feet tall, hurtling toward them like a moving mountain. "Run!" Tilly screamed. People scattered in panic. Some froze, staring in disbelief. Others tripped over beach chairs as they tried to flee. The roar of the ocean grew deafening, like a jet engine mixed with thunder. Seconds later, the wave crashed onto the shore with unimaginable force. Boom. Palm trees snapped like matchsticks. Cars were lifted and thrown through the streets. Entire hotel lobbies were swallowed by the churning water. Screams filled the air as people were swept off their feet, clinging desperately to anything they could grab: fences, trees, pieces of debris. The water tore through everything: buildings, shops, even boats dragging them miles inland. For thousands of people across the region, there was no warning. Towns all along the Indian Ocean in Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, and Thailand were devastated. Whole families vanished. In just a few hours, the tsunami would claim the lives of more than 230,000 people across 14 countries. But on that small stretch of beach in Phuket, something miraculous happened. Because one little girl had recognized the signs and refused to be ignored, the security guard had cleared the beach just in time. Tilly, her parents, and about 100 other tourists made it to the upper floors of their hotel moments before the water struck. When the first wave hit, they watched in horror as the beach below disappeared beneath a swirling, brown sea. Cars floated like toys, palm trees vanished, and boats were hurled into buildings. But they were safe. Not a single person on that beach lost their life. In the days that followed, as rescue teams searched the wreckage, and the world was shaken by the scale of the disaster, Tilly's story came out. She became an international hero. Headlines called her the Angel of the Beach. She received awards from both the British and Thai governments for her courage and quick thinking. When reporters asked how she knew, she simply said, "We learned about it in school. I just remembered what my teacher told us." Her father later said, with tears in his eyes, "If we hadn't listened to her, we wouldn't be here." To this day, the beach where Tilly gave her warning remains one of the only places in the entire disaster zone with 0 fatalities. Years later, Tilly's story is taught in schools across the world. Lesson in geography, yes, but also a profound lesson in courage. Because sometimes, bravery doesn't come from strength or power. Sometimes, it comes from a voice small, but certain that refuses to be ignored. And on that December morning in 2004, it was the voice of a 10-year-old girl who looked at the ocean and saw the danger no one else could. She wasn't just a child. She was the girl who saw the wave coming and saved them all. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, please give this video a like and consider subscribing for more incredible true stories. We'll see ya in the next one.